Forse cambierei i rinnetti oppure inseguire in cassa. La sua faccia è questa oggi. Forse più importante non è che dai proprio al massimo di te quando sei esplosa, anzi forse è meglio se ne apri un po', se perché ti rendi un po' ridicola, te lo dico proprio da sorella. Ti voglio bene, non lo fare. Bella. 3.
Okay, I am ready to check all of your problems, doubts, issues, and other things that you want to ask me. The thing is, I'm ready. Are you? So let me see if some of you, as I clearly asked last week, has uploaded anything that I can open. Monday, 3DS, homework, homework 5. Should be this. I don't see anything. Hello. So no one has uploaded anything for me to review, as I said last week. No. No. AutoCAD. Midterm Monday. No, this is the midterm. No. Perfect. So no uploads. Nothing else to do. Class is over. Bye. It has been a pleasure. Fantastic. So in the meantime, that you, at least if you have something that you want to ask, because this, as I said, should be a class where I try to solve your doubts. Just one simple thing, that is, remember that I don't collect your files forever, and so when I will complete during this month the reviewing of all of your projects, all of your Jetkin, and when I will finish these, basically I will delete these files. So just to remember, first of all, Scarlett sent me an email. No. Oh my god, what's so complex? It is a semester. Then I try to say, don't send me files. Use the upload them. Upload them. Please. I can't manage messages and uploads. And also, to be 100% precise, if your final is not uploaded into the server, I won't check it. It has to be clear. I do not check anymore files that I will receive by email. Okay? Be so nice. Because if not, I will lose the track, because I have to go all of my emails, no, it doesn't work. So, Vanessa, Deborah. No, I will judge everything now. You a second. So, Deborah sends me an email. I don't know. Also, what I like is, you have to know this, without making any names, but you need to know that this is the period of the year when things happen. Nothing happens during the semester, but then problems, disasters, computers got stolen, broken, fried, someone spill water in the computer. Anyway, so let's see. For example, Scarlett, I have opened your PDF. So the thing is, do you want to share these with your classmates? So can I show these in my main screen also, because it is pretty nice. So it can be also a chance for all of your... It is very good. So as I was saying, can I show these? Okay, so look at that. Boom. And let's see if I can go full screen. Perfect. So look, this is one of your classmate final presentation. Let's open it Okay, like this, so that we can see it in full screen. And look, this is first of all something that I highly appreciate. That is the the cover, and boom, that is immediately the name of the student, so that I have not to go crazy, understand who sent me, who is it by, and so on and so on. Then page number 2, the inspiration. So the architect that she has selected, couple of things related to this architect, not an entire book or just 2 things that we can find on Wikipedia, a selection. Then the mood board. So beside the architect, which are projects of their architect, there are inspiring you to make your own version, your own project. So, and there are these, and then the project itself. And she has placed preliminary views. So we have a couple of top view, a couple of kind of perspective that look like a sketch. Very nice. Explanation of how we have, what we have to expect from this project. So there is a big living room with an open kitchen, a dining space, in a large glass window. So it really also matches the inspiration that we have seen at the beginning. And then we have the beginning of our renderings. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. What a great looking render, considering that, first of all, this is the first time that your classmate uses 3ds Max, and considering the fact that she has a Mac, a terrible Mac, not even the top of the top, and with a lot of issues in terms of hardware, and look at the result. That is fantastic. Beside steps that are flying, okay? Very nice. Look at that. Not that many blocks, but all those that are really following the inspiration. Materials are correctly applied. Again, not that many, but correctly done. That is what is more important. And then, now this is a preliminary version, so there is time to finish other 4 renders. But as it is really promising. Everything that is here shouldn't be changed. It works as it is. So the only thing you have to do then is to add 4 additional views in along this week, so that you can have few more angles, few more views of this project. Let's say you can, according to how the upper floor will be. Okay, that is very nice. Good, very good. So this is very nice, and this can be used also for other classmates, just to have a small reference in how a nice, very nice looking presentation should look like. Okay? Yes, it is very good. Very good. I'm not kidding. oh no, I like the way it's made. I like it. Materials, there are not that many, but they are creating an harmonic final. No, like the wall, basically, the entire project is very harmonic, and most important, it really fits the inspiration. You have no idea how many times I am in the situation while I receive like messages like, Marco, my inspiration is Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the most important architects of the 20th century. Yes, I know. And then they just make a square house with a sofa and a table. No, instead this really fits everything. So from really, this is really well made. Very good, very good. Okay, then time for first of all, is there anyone else that has files that want to be shared with me, files that you want to upload so that I can open, I can review, or more important, spend this time in making me questions. Whatever question you have, how to do this, how to do that, or say upload a picture and ask me why I'm having this result, or but make me questions. So, okay, so that I can help you, or I can try helping you. Okay, so which doubts, which questions you may have? Because if no one has questions, okay, so let's see. Let's see this. Scarlett is asking, I have some doubt. Lights is one of them. And if you could explain a little bit more how to place the camera to make the rendering with a view inside the project. Okay, so let's see a couple of interesting things that we may know about lights. There are several things, several tiny but interesting things here and there that I can explain in order to work better with lights. Let's start by one thing that is extremely important. First of all, when you make a project and let's say I'm just doing a couple of boxes, okay, nothing spectacular. Okay, you make a project. Thing number one, when your project is an exterior and you use sun positioner as light source, that is 100% fine. Okay, so first of all, Stuti asks, I have some doubts regarding rendering. Every time I get text pop showing errors, and I have a doubt, that is, if you shows me which kind of text is popping, I can help you. I mean, if not, how can I know what is written in those texts that is popping? Take a picture, make a screenshot, do something that shows me what is written in those texts, okay? And then I will solve your problem, because I have an idea of what it could be, but I need to be sure that is that, okay? So take a screenshot, a picture, whatever, and upload it. Then I will show this error to all of you, and then I will fix them. But anyway, let's go back in here quickly. Problem number 1. You use sun positioner, and when you use it, you need to see that in your renderings it will also appear the sky and the ground. So take care, because when you create your sun positioner, in reality you also add the sky. Yes, sorry. Take pictures, screenshots of your error messages and upload them, and I will solve your problems. So I was saying, when you create the sun positioner, you create two things: sunlight itself and the sky. So this is not a problem in general. It becomes a problem only when you make this. You have made your renderings and they were made with sunlight. Then at a certain point you have this brilliant idea, that is, you delete sun positioner, that you can, I mean, it's fine. You have just to know one thing, that is, when you get rid of your sun positioner, you have deleted half of sunlight simulation. That is only direct sun. Because if I render now, it will happen something weird. That is, even if I have no more sun, look, I press render and I can see this weird looking rendering with the sky behind. So this is important, because if I add the sun positioner, 3ds Max automatically places the sky and the background. But when I want to delete the sun positioner, I have to manually delete two things. One is the sun positioner itself. Second thing is I have to go to rendering, exposure, control, and up here, first option that is listed is called environment. You can see that it's called something called sun and sky, and if I have deleted the sun, I have also to right click and clear the background as well. If not, I will still have that weird looking bright sky. And now if I place a light instead, it shows me these. So I just have to decrease the exposure, because this is just one lamp. But now the entire object called sunlight and environment have been deleted. So this is first simple trick. Second trick to work with lights is this. When you work with lights, first of all, there is nothing really to know about where to place them, because they must be placed exactly where they are in reality, just not inside objects. Because if this light goes inside the box, even a fraction of a millimeter inside, it won't project light anymore, because light is trapped inside the volume of that box. But what is interesting is that when you work with 3ds Max, and let's say you have a lot of lights, Okay? And then you have many other things. You have light fixtures, you have furniture, you have your walls, you have windows. I mean, your project is done. Then what happens is that it becomes terribly annoying and even complex just to select, let's say, all of these lights. Because no matter what I try to do is I select always lights and something else. So even if it requires, where's my pen? Even if it requires a bit of practice, but you need to know that in 3ds Max there is up here a filter in your selection. By default, you can find that option with the word written all. Okay? Why this is important? This is important because if that option is set to all, when you select something, you are able to select all kind of objects inside your project. But then, see this, look, because this is fantastic. If I click here where I see all, and I select only lights. Ready for this? Look, because especially if you don't know this, how it works, some of you will start freaking out. Because now look, I have made a filter here that is lights. And now I can't select my boxes. Because boxes are geometry, and by filtering that menu with lights, it happens that I can make my selection window as I want, but inside that selection window I will select only elements that are in the category of lights. Look. And I will never have the problem of selecting unwanted objects. Okay? Or another thing that I can do is, if I have that all my furniture, let's say they are groups, look, now I can select them, but I have to make all. Then let's say these will be my weird looking furniture, but I will make it as a group. Again, now I can select all my objects because filter is set to all, but I can start by choosing geometries, and because this group is made by geometry, I can select it, but for example, I can't select anymore my lights. Okay? Or I can make combos, like I can choose more than one category. Let's say I want to select everything except for lights, so there are also more bizarre categories of objects. Let's say I can select only cylinders, for example. I can, and then I click add. Okay, and this weird name GSCHW in reality means geometry, shapes, cameras, helpers, and stuff like that. I click OK, and I can have this weird filter that allows me to select geometries, objects, if I have groups, If I have shapes, I can select them as well, just not lights. And in this way, you can also do the opposite. You can just select lights and no objects, and you can choose what to select instead of weirdly moving or taking forever to select your objects. And this is quite crucial if you just want to select specific lights and change them into the Modify tab and so on and so on. Okay, so this is another interesting tiny feature that you should know when you work with lights. Then let's make the filter back to all. Then let's see another thing that is, what about cameras instead? So let's pretend that here I make my room and because I have to make the entire room correctly, now choosing the view becomes a little bit complex. So I have to use a camera. And believe it or not, when you use the camera, it doesn't really matter if you use target or free camera, but there are a few other things that you should really focus on. That are, let's say I quickly choose my target, my free camera, and I want to show you just to use as a reference, I want to show you some example of interior photography, just to let you understand which is the level of quality that I want to achieve. Let's say if you browse all these pictures, okay, I can correctly tell you that there are always 3 clearly visible aspects going on in all of these pictures. There are 3 of them, and in general there is one that is happening in all these pictures, and then there is one or the other. Look, let's open this picture. Okay. Oh, wow, this is also a 3D rendering of a page that weirdly says how to shoot a 3D interior photography. Fantastic. But what you have to see is only this. Look, in good professionally looking interior renders, thing number 1 is you, and it doesn't matter if they are renders or real photography, but you always see that vertical perspective. So vertical, it's too thick. Vertical lines are always perfectly vertical. So when you make good looking renders and you don't want to make your projects looking like weird looking images, how to obtain the fact that vertical lines are perfectly vertical? So the thing is very easy, and the solution is only one, and it is the camera must be perfectly horizontal. So if I place a camera and I use rotate to change the angle, I have also to use angle snap, rotate it with angle snap. I have to read that this is 90 degrees, exactly 90 degrees. In this way, the eye of the camera and where the camera is looking at are making a perfectly horizontal line. And now, no matter where, look, if I change my view to camera, but no matter where I place my camera, you can see that my vertical lines are perfectly vertical. So I can move the camera wherever I want. I can rotate in order to change left and right where the camera is looking at, but I don't need to change anymore the camera axis, that is viewing axis. It has to remain perfectly horizontal, and this is first. Second thing is to make views of interior perspective, that is, you can see also in all these images, perspective has a very wide field of view. So I can also change the field of view into the camera by decreasing lens or by increasing field of view. They have the same effect. What I have to avoid is going below 15 millimeters, because if after that a field of view wider than 100 degrees will make my interior looking honestly weird. And now let's see second thing that we can find in this stage will be like third thing, that is where to place the camera and where to look at. And this is something that will shock you how kind of predictable good interior renderings are, because in general there are just two completely different camera setups there are. Or I place my camera into the corner of the room and I look exactly at my opposite corner. In this way you will see, look, this is my rendering, and you can see that slightly off the center of my image is here, but slightly off the center of my view I will have the corner of the room, and I have perspective going like this. Okay, this is position number one, placing the camera into a corner, watching at the opposite corner. Position number two, so this is or this or that. Position number two in general is that when the camera is placed in the center of the room and also again the camera has not just whatever but a very precise, and this line is everything except for precise, exactly, but my camera and the wall that is in front of it have a perfect 90 degrees angle. So this direction and this direction are 90 degrees. This makes instead a center perspective, and my picture will look like that. Okay, now let's see a few Google examples. Look, example 1. Vertical lines. No, Pinterest. So look at this picture. This has vertical lines. This is center of the picture. And you can see that my camera is in one corner of the room and the opposite corner is slightly shifted from the center. Check, open another one. This one. Look, we could keep these lines in here. This is a very common picture. This should be the center. Opposite corner is shifted from the center. Look at this one. Even if it is a little bit too small. But look. Can I zoom in? It's not changing a lot, but it's always same thing. This is the corner. These should be the center, but also my vertical lines are perfectly vertical. So there is like a language into interior photography. There is or this one or this one. Look, this instead is having the camera on in the center of a room, looking perfectly straightforward, so that this is the area that is basically flat, and this is 1 point perspective, also called a center perspective. Let's check another one. This one, boom, clearly visible as well. So you have the camera straight into the center of the opposite wall, and this wall is perfectly flat, and this is 1 point perspective, also happening from this. That is the pop-up element of the picture itself. Okay? Believe it or not, once that you know this photographic way to use cameras, you have nothing else to know to make your renderings looking a lot better and a lot more professional. Okay? Was it clear? Also, in the meantime, I have a question for Stuti. That is, have you managed to upload those screenshots into the Google Drive folder or not yet? Or if not, can you just quickly upload the file directly, the 3ds Max file, so that I will open it and I will see if I have same error message? Because there can be only 3 kind of possible error messages, just 3 of them. Okay, just doing it. We are all waiting for you, so imagine the pressure that you have right now. Okay, let me open in the meantime your folder. There is 3ds Monday. Is this one? No. This is the midterm. So the folder is I've lost it again. Oh my god. Okay. Here. Perfect. 3ds. Okay. So, just to be sure, if you want to upload things, look, I'm pasting the link of this folder into the chat so that you can just click it and open it and drag and drop your files. So let me know if you can do it. It looks like you can do it. In the meantime, any other question or questions that I have missed? No, not for now. In the meantime that your classmate uploads the file, do you want to ask me other things? Or not? Yes, no, probably. Tell me something. Should I upload the final in this link that you sent? Yes. The link is where you have uploaded all of your previous homeworks. So yes, this is where you have to you have to upload also your final presentations. Okay? Perfect. Other questions? I mean, Stuti, did you upload your file or not yet? I just uploaded an error message. Let me see. I open this folder. Okay. And then let's see if I can drag and drop something here. No. Ah, you uploaded the error. Sorry. So, should be this one. Okay. So, where is the problem here? I mean, error messages. What I'm explaining is this. Look. Error messages are beautiful because they clearly say what is the problem and how to solve it. So, what is written here? Can you read this? Okay. A 360 cloud rendering. But we are not using a 360 cloud rendering. Why? So what you have done is, and I don't understand why, you went to rendering, render setup, and you have clicked here, instead of production rendering mode, you have clicked a 360 cloud rendering mode. Okay? I mean, I'm not saying this, but this is what is clearly written in your message. So you're using the render that is not production render, ART renderer, but you are using something called A360 cloud rendering. Why? Okay, so what you have to do is nothing wrong, is nothing crazy. You have made this mistake by, and you can fix it by simply going to rendering, render setup, open, and you will open this menu. And here where you see the target, go back to render production rendering mode. You did. It doesn't change by itself. It changes if you click here, or can you see if you click this teapot with the cloud? Softwares don't do anything by themselves. Softwares change things if we click them. Okay? So you have probably clicked this teapot with the cloud instead of this one for rendering. No, there is no default. No. I mean, be honest and say, yes, I have made a mistake. There is nothing wrong in accepting that human beings can make mistake. Come on. It's not the fault. It's nothing. You have clicked here. Look, if I click here, it will go and it will change my render to A360. Okay? But if I click render, it will give me, look, a lot of messages, because this render is not optimized at all for A360. There is something a little bit complex that you can render on the cloud. I mean, having the Autodesk making renders for you, but there are a lot of fixed limits. So go here, open render setup, production mode, and be sure that you are using art renderer, and your life won't be the same again. Okay? So, this is how to fix this very simple problem. But then Scarlett says, would you teach how to make headboard dip stitch? You know? Headboard dip stitch, you mean that kind of horrible thing that has upholstery? So, look, I'm just opening. Scarlett, you mean doing something like this? No problems. But this is the question that Scarlett probably was asking. Oh, look. here there are several methods to make this kind of result. None of them is simple. What we need to understand is we need to understand how these kind of things are made, and there are two slightly different methods. Look, this one, I don't even waste my time explaining these, because this one that has basically or no, let's do this. Look, see the difference here between this, no, let's keep the picture, this headboard here and this headboard here. At the very first look, they are slightly similar while they are not. And what is the difference? The difference here is that the pattern of these elements are squares. While when I open this one, I can see that the pattern is made by something that looks like, I think you can call them diamonds. Okay? And believe it or not, in reality, they are not that far from each other. It is just how you see them. So let's see a couple of ways to do them, and some of these ways will be honestly shockingly simple. So way number one, look, let's just make a new file, because if you go on Google, on YouTube, and you look for tutorials, you will find the most complex tutorials ever explained in the history of 3ds Max. While you can make these instead. Look, you make a sphere, you make a cube, not a box. So the difference is simply that the cube has all similar dimensions. Let's say 40, 40, 40. And then what I have to do is I want to move the cube to be perfectly in the center of my sphere. So I will use snap. The center of the cube is the pivot and the center of the sphere is the pivot. So in my snaps, I will only select the pivot as active point, and I will move the cube from its pivot. Sorry, I probably selected, exactly, they were also midpoint. Look, and I will move the cube into the pivot point of the sphere. So that it happens this. Okay? I will just give more segments to my sphere, say 64. Perfect. And I will, it's fine. Ready for this? Because this will shock you. I can simply use ProBoolean. I will select the box. I will go to compound, ProBoolean. I select intersection. I click start picking. And I pick the sphere, and this is what will remain. So the part that is in common between the sphere and the box will be this. Okay? Yes? No? Probably? And I will just shift and move a copy somewhere. I will use it later. But now I can just make that headboard by using snap to the vertex. I select one of these. I shift and move from this vertex to this vertex. Tick, 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 tick. And then select, and again making shift and move. Let's say 4. Fantastic, isn't it? If I want, just make a beautiful group now. And if it is a little bit too bumpy, I will say, you can make a group, and by using scale into the vertical axis only, you can adjust how bumpy this thing will be. Okay? Believable, isn't it? And if you go on YouTube, it will take forever. Also, you want to add those buttons. You just make, I should make it before, but now it's fine. I just make a small sphere here without any snap. You scale this tiny sphere like that, and you don't need 64 segments for these. Yes, I will show you second one in a, give me 3 seconds. Okay, so now I make shift and move here. This is too much. And then I will select all these spheres and shift and move them here. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? These buttons are flying. Okay, so sorry. I haven't done this on purpose. I just select all these spheres and I move them so that they touch. Perfect. Fantastic. So, where is the difference between this that has a square kind of pattern and the one that has diamond pattern? At the very beginning, they look very complex, and if you go on YouTube, really, I'm not kidding, you will find tutorials like this. Look. You will find people that says that you have to make a plane, that you have to look, it will be heavily complex, that you have to make a plane, then you have to add edit poly like this. You should start cutting all of your polygons to add those diamond subdivisions. That is not wrong, it's just over complex. Then you should start moving these vertex, these vertex, these vertex, these vertex, and these vertex down. Okay? And then it becomes even more complex because you should select these edges, these edges, these edges, and this one. And you should start using connect to add these connections, and maybe they should be 2 at least. You click OK, and then again you play with the vertices and you move these even, sorry, all of these center vertices even more down. I mean, then if they are diamonds and they are not square, you should select only vertices and scale in one direction, like these. I mean, it takes forever. Then you should apply turbo smooth and see the result, and probably it's not even that nice yet. Okay, and then you should hide edged faces to see where you are. So you have made holes, but you need to make the bumpy part. So we need to, I mean, it takes forever, and I don't even like this method. So look at the Marco method. That is the one that will change your life forever. Look, you have your beautiful square looking object, and what you do is, to make the diamond kind of pattern, you just make this beautiful trick. You click rotate, you enable angle snap so that you can rotate this thing perfectly 45 degrees first. Okay? Then you can scale it in one axis only, so that it will become longer only along that axis, and then you will repeat, and then you have to wait, and then you will repeat, snap to the vertex, and you will do something like shift and move from this vertex till this vertex, and you will start making several instances. Then you select again all of these and you make shift and move again from vertex to vertex, here to there, and you get this, and you have almost done. Now you select the 2 rows together and you again shift and move from here from here to there. Exactly. Let's say you make 2 copies and you get this. Right now, final result. Okay? Till here? Because now I will show you something that will probably, but I don't want to be responsible for that. It will probably change your life forever. That is this. Now you start using ProBoolean again. So you make one of these, you click this button and you make unique so that this becomes a copy. Then you click start, then you make it ProBoolean, you make union, you click start picking, and with union you join. Why? There must be, sorry, there must be copies, not instances. So Just make them copies. Okay, copy. Copy. So all of these, I want them to be copy. Yes. Copy. Perfect. Okay. Now they look like they are copies. Perfect. So I make, let's make it also this. Right click, convert to editable poly, so that I remove any kind of previous ProBoolean. Now I go to compound, ProBoolean, union, start picking, and I pick them. Ah, why I don't like them? It was a masterpiece. No, come on. I want to show something that is too cool, and let's make another way, because it has to be me against 3ds Max. So look, I will convert these to editable poly. Then look, I mean, I will always win. So now, instead of using union, doesn't matter, I will use attach. And I will attach all these pieces so that they become not a group, but they must become one object. So ProBoolean union wasn't liking. I just make them editable poly and I click attach. Okay? Now what I can do, for example, is first of all I will save this file just in case it freezes my computer. So what I will do now is I want to cut only a certain part of these for my upholstery element, so I can easily make a line from this vertex to this vertex, let's say to this vertex, till this vertex, till close it. So I'm cutting just a rectangular part. And if you want to see, if I extrude this line, extrude, this is that line extruded. Okay, so it is cutting only that inner rectangular area. Now I will save it again because I want to see if ProBoolean works again. So I select my box, I go to ProBoolean, intersection, I cross my finger and I pick that edit poly. Let's see. Please don't crash. No! No, it crashed. No, not to me. But it's okay. I will do it. I mean, it is... No, I know. Look, look, look. No, no problems. I will fix it in another way. So ProBoolean today doesn't want to follow my expectations. There is not a big problem because I will make this. I will open and I knew that it could happen, so I saved it. So, you laugh. I mean, I'm a human being too, and my 3ds Max can crash sometimes, but I don't give up. So this is my editable poly, and what I will do instead is, instead of using ProBoolean, what I will do is, for now, I will hide these, and I will open edged faces, and I will select these, right click, I will click cut, and I will cut my edit poly, let's say from here all the way till that corner. Should be this one. Okay, so cut. I mean, wait a second. Probably it's even easier because there is already my straight line. So I will just select these polygons. Polygons. Yes, yes, yes. And I will delete them. Okay, like this. And now it looks crooked, I know, but if you give me a second. Okay. So, you start deleting all those polygons that were so unpleasant and they were outside this rectangular area. Exactly. So I will fix only this side, okay? And I will show you something fantastic. Why is changing the keyboard? Okay, this is also faster if you go to the top view, so that you have not the perspective problem, because you can just go like this, and then you zoom in, and you go like that. Perfect. Okay, and then you do the same thing down here. Okay. This is done. I will fix up here. Not those, too much. Perfect. And here. Fantastic. Then again, there are multiple ways to close holes that you have made right now. But generally speaking, look at that. Just hide. This is what we get right now, okay? What I will do is, honestly, I will also delete all these lower polygons because they're just making my project very, very, very heavy. And I will use these as a surface. I can also select all these vertices that are selected. Can you see that they are basically going from all these edges? And I will click weld to join them. Perfect. So that now this should be one. This wasn't welded. Why? Okay. So let's select all of them. Let's click weld. Perfect. And now this is one object only. If I want, I can now select it, border, there is exterior, and extrude the border like that. For example, I don't like the result, honestly, or I will shift and move it. That's better. So I shift and move the border, and I make these. Fantastic. And then I should cut it and finish it, but this is more than enough. Okay? This is one way. Again, there are a lot more ways, and 3ds Max can become even more complex than these. For example, by looking at these, I will do something slightly different. That is, I will see that in reality, this corner here and this corner here, they are the same. So I will probably make modular elements. I mean, there are several ways to do same thing. One way is this, but it really takes a lot of time. But this is easier, believe it or not, this is easier approach in making upholstery kind of elements. Okay? Other questions? Something else? Feel free to ask me. I mean, yes, then you can apply UVW map, material, whatever, and it will look perfect. So why not? The only thing that I will change probably would be I will just avoid the all those ProBoolean tries that I have made, and I will just start from a sphere. If I have to redo it, I will start from a sphere. I will right click, convert to editable poly, or apply edit poly, that is the same. I will go to the top and I will click cut, and for example I will cut from here to there. I'm just trying to make it symmetrical. I hope it is symmetrical. And then I will delete all these polygons. I hope I'm deleting right polygons. Okay, in the meantime, I was reading also. If I can leave classes till Monday. So as far as I know, I have no plans for now to remove my videos. What I am also doing is, because I have also my own YouTube channel that I'm not using because this is made by the school, but I have my own as well, is I will try before the half of June, I will try to remake my videos just by myself without any student, I mean not with live and so on and so on. So I will try to keep these videos as far as I can, and if not, I will make copies of this video in my YouTube channel. If If you are interested, then send me an email and I will send you the link of my YouTube channel. Okay? So, exactly. This is basically same thing that I'm doing. The only difference is that I am starting just by having cut a sphere. Okay? Perfect. I will make more duplicates. Also because, no, I've made them, I knew it. Okay. So, let's pick right. So I have these. I am missing. No, it doesn't work like that. No, I thought it was. It could be made like this, while I can't. It was too simple. I thought it was too beautiful, but it doesn't work because it wasn't. No. But it's okay. Sorry, because we are here to learn. So check this. You make a sphere, and this will be last try to make it easy. You make a sphere. You apply, let's say, edit poly. You have to make a square cut, exactly. So from here to here to here to there to here, exactly. Because if you don't do the square cut, it doesn't work. So now I select my polygons and I delete them. Yes. Now it will work. Okay. And then if you need, perfect, now it will perfectly work. And it is here. We can delete this small part. But now if I need to make it as a diamond, I can scale it. Perfect. Yes. Then I can shift and move it. And I will make, let's say, 5 duplicates here. Yes. And then I will make another duplicate here. So just snap to the vertex, not the midpoint. And then select them all. And fantastic. Then I select one of these edit poly. Let's see if I can attach. No, so I make it a copy. And now I attach it. So this is a lot easier without any ProBoolean. Perfect. Okay. So the thing is always this. You have to make a sphere, intersect it with a square, and then or leave it as a square or make it as a diamond by scaling it in one axis, and then you can easily cut it to the shape that you want and you will make your upholstery. Okay, other questions? Feel free to ask me. Feel free. In the meantime, just to avoid watching the screen until I receive another question, I will keep making these because I can also quickly select one triangle, for example, and I can make shift and move. And instead of cutting the panel, I can rebuild it. So I can put these missing piece as well. So it's not always removing, but it can be building. Okay, then let's see more. Would be great. If we are using V-Ray and I'm not, would we have to create our own materials? Yes, because V-Ray is an external render engine, so all Autodesk materials are not compatible with it. They won't work. Okay, so if you're using V-Ray, that sounds cool and promising. In reality, you have to struggle more, because there are more steps to be done. You need to make your own materials. You need to use only V-Ray lights, and you can't use default 3ds Max lights. V-Ray has a material library also, but it is not for free. It is not included with V-Ray as well. So if you want, you can use V-Ray. In my instructions, it was clearly written that you can use external plugins. Okay, but yes, you have to make your own materials. I honestly prefer Corona Render. It is my choice, for a simple reason. Sorry, I made a mistake in the meantime. For a simple reason, I find it a lot easier, but not because I don't know how to use 3ds Max. It is because when I use 3ds Max, I need to understand that I'm using 3ds Max as, in my case, as architect, in general as designer. So 3ds Max should be, how can I explain? It should be not a problem. It should be something to make your life easier, not more complex. So when I want to make 3D and I want to be focused on the project, then the object that I use, the software that I use, needs to make my life easier. And I use Corona because it is basically a not because, it's an insult, but it's a no-brainer kind of render engine. It has 3 parameters: quality, resolution, noise, boom, and it works. Corona has a phenomenal, beautiful material library that comes with the software itself, and it is very efficient. Then for students, it doesn't even cost that much, in my opinion. For student, Corona is like 25 euros per year. So it is honestly, just perfect. And I don't understand why people want to use V-Ray instead of Corona. It is, so beautiful. Okay, Then from here, no, I want to right click, cut. Perfect. Oh, in the meantime, let me tell you, while I was speaking, I'm making a masterpiece of upholstery. I have to make really. That is beautiful. Perfect. Then I will select my polygons and I will okay, I will cut these. We'll delete them. Select borders, cap, and now this is a 3D solid. Fantastic! Too cool! So, look at that! And it's more beautiful than I was expecting, honestly. Very nice. So, let's see another question. Once I extruded a line and used ProBoolean on it, in the modified list in the line, sorry, let's say your classmate says, let's see if I can repeat these steps. I have a line. I extrude it. Extrude. Okay. Then I do something else, because if not, I can't use ProBoolean. Then select my extruded line. I go to compound, ProBoolean, subtraction, start picking, pick these. Till here, I have extruded a line and I've used ProBoolean on my extruded line. Then I go to the Modify tab and you say in the modified list the line showed something called conform. But where? Where? Conform. Wrapper. Where have you seen these things into ProBoolean? Again, send me a picture of where you see these message, because it's not possible. Inside here I have operands and I can still change my line. Look, I can still change vertices of my line. I can still change my extrude. Perfect. Because we are here to solve problems today. And let me open the Google Drive. Was let's see. Let's open it directly from the chat. So, where it is? Because we are all waiting for this. Even if even if I think that you have seen modifiers that are maybe called something like you have written, let me remember, conform and wrap. I think you have seen something like this here. Conform is here, conform brush, and stuff like that. I don't know if you are confusing this with something else, or with relax, or with but let's see. I'm curious, because everything is possible and we are here to solve these. Okay, is it there now? Also uploaded. Let's see. So, first of all, problem number 1. You have to focus your pictures. Second of all, this is not ProBoolean. This is a modifier that is called conform. So, this is I mean, not even a modifier. This is a compound object. You have clicked compound object conform. Why? Because this is not ProBoolean. So it is a completely different tool. There is is another tool that is called conform compound object. Okay, so the thing is, okay, I mean, so this is a totally different question. So basically, what conform does is this. Look, let me think as an example. Let's say this. Look, I make a plane just to make it easier, like this. Then I press F4, I apply edit poly to this, and I start moving these vertices. Let's say I move these up, I move this up, I move this down. Fantastic. I apply Turbo Smooth, that is here. That's fine. But before the extruded line, I used a box subtraction. First, applied edit poly. Now, what I'm explaining is that, look, yes, this is a compound object that works like that. So, basically, you have something, let's say a box, and I will add this box several polygons, and I place it here. Now, what conform is is basically this. Look, you select your box, you go to compound, conform, pick wrap to, and you pick that wavy kind of hill. And now my box, when the box is on top of the hill, it will basically be adapted to the shape of the hill itself. So I can also then, look, click hide wrap object, and if I select my box and I click on the modify tab operands, if I move the box, you will see that when the box is on top of that thing, the box itself acquires the shape of that object. So if I select this plane and I hide it, this is how my box has changed. Conform is just a compound object. For example, it is used for this. Look, in general. Imagine you have this, there is a hill or a terrain, and you want to add a street in this terrain. So what you have to do is this. Look, you draw. Let's draw it from the top so that I see better. Sorry. Here. So this is the hill, see from the top. I draw a line that will be like this. This is the street that cars have to make. Okay. Yes. I mean, it's not that nice, but just to give you the idea. And then what I do is I move these on top of my reference. I need simply now to, let's see if it works with lines as well directly. So what I have to do is I select my line. No, conform doesn't work. It's okay. So I have to extrude it first to turn it to a 3D object. Just to give you the idea of what I'm doing, I will make the hill green. So I will apply a green material. And I will leave the street gray. So I put these into the plane and these to the street. So width, and I hide my edges, they are just confusing. So I select my 3D object, I go to compound, conform, pick wrap object, and I pick that. Okay, and I can see this, and I don't know why it's not yes, I know, sorry. Because, sorry, in my polygon here I have not enough edges. That is my bad. So add something quickly called tessellate to add more polygons, or turbo smooth. Okay, now go to compound, conform, pick these, and it still doesn't work. Why? What I did wrong? Pick object axis, pick Z. Yes, this one. No, why that doesn't work now? What I did wrong? No, what a shame. No, I mean, I can't make mistakes. This is a long vertex. Ah, sorry. It has to be made. Now that is my fault. I have to be on the top, recalculate the projection. Yes. Because it has to be from the top that I'm projecting. Yes. So it was 100% my fault. So these are those points that are outside, and I will delete them by right click, convert to editable poly, and I will simply select these unwanted polygons and I will cut them. Okay, but this is my result. This is what conform does. It projects a geometry on top of another geometry. So now you have this. There is the street, let's say, and this, there is the terrain, the hill, where your object is projected. Okay? I mean, it was just another... it was simply another compound object, but there is nothing in common with these and ProBoolean. Okay? Perfect! With these, I need to close because without viewing, it is very late. So now, use this last week to finish your beautiful final projects and upload them on the folder. Okay? And then we will see next semester. Okay? I don't know, you probably clicked by mistake. It may happen. Okay? So, have a phenomenal summer once that you finish your final first, and we will see you again in September. Okay? Have a lot of fun, but as usual, not too much. Okay? Perfect. Bye, everyone. Yes, it will work. Also, next semester you don't need a Mac because all other softwares that we will see, they are all on Windows as well. So, at least if you have the chance, just grab a beautiful Windows laptop. Okay? And at least bring your Mac so that we will just put Mac software again, but at least you will work with a nice, beautiful Windows PC. Thank you too. Bye. I'm leaving. Ciao.